Anthony McCoy is a Chicago-based visual art artist who lives with his partner, art gallery director Brianna Cartwright. Brianna's brother Troy tells her about Helen Lyle, a white doctoral student who went on a killing spree in the early 1990s. Her tirade, according to legend, culminated in a bonfire outside the Cabrini Green projects, where she attempted to sacrifice an infant child. Residents were able to save the infant from Helen before she died in the fire in what appeared to be an act of self-immolation. Anthony catches on to this story and wanders about Cabrini Green hunting for inspiration, desperate for a creative spark to turn his career around. He ultimately meets William Burke, the owner of a laundrette, who introduces him to the Candyman narrative. Burke had a terrifying interaction as a child with Sherman Fields, a hook-handed man whom the police suspected of concealing a razor blade in a piece of candy that wound up in the hands of a white girl. Burke mistakenly alerted the authorities to his position in the walls of one of the tower blocks, culminating to Sherman's murder by end-beating. Sherman was eventually cleared after other youngsters were given candy laced with razor blades. According to legend, when you say the term, Candyman, 5 times in front of a mirror, Sherman's spirit appears in the reflection and kills whoever said it. Inspired by this, Anthony creates an art exhibit based on the tale of Candyman and exhibits it in Brianna's gallery, but is disappointed when he does not receive the response he expected. Candyman slaughters one of Brianna's co-workers and his fiancée when he says his name 5 times in front of a mirror. Brianna discovers their bodies in the morning. An art critic and a group of young girls are among those killed after mentioning Candyman's name. Meanwhile, Anthony begins to change physically as a result of a bee bite on his hand while roaming about Cabrini Green. The sting turns into a scab, which spreads and covers his entire body. Later, Anthony visits a hospital to be examined out, when he discovers that his mother lied about where he was born. Anthony soon pays his mother a visit, and she discloses that he was the infant Helen Lyle saved from the fire the night she died. Though the fact is that Helen saved him from Candyman, who kidnapped him and planned to burn him alive, she never told him because she wanted Anthony to have a regular life. After that night, the community pledged never to recreate the Candyman tradition again, and Anthony's mother is worried about what will happen to him now that their pact has been broken. Anthony goes, resigned to his fate, and wanders the Cabrini Green row dwellings. Brianna is worried about Anthony after recalling him saying that he first heard about Candyman from Burke, so she goes to Cabrini Green in the hopes of locating him. Burke subdues Brianna and takes her to an abandoned church, where Anthony has gone into a coma while his body deteriorates. Burke says that he not only saw the cops beat Sherman to death, but he also saw Sherman return later as the Candyman, after which he slaughtered his older sister when she beckoned him in their apartment's bathroom mirror. He intends to have Anthony shot by police, so creating a new narrative in which Candyman is a tool of revenge rather than a symbol of black anguish and suffering. Anthony saws off his right hand and replaces it with a hook to complete his metamorphosis into Candyman. Brianna escapes the church and is pursued by Burke into the Cabrini Green row houses, where she savagely stabs him to death. As the police, drawn to the scene by Burke, arrive and shoot Anthony to death, Anthony appears and collapses into her arms. Brianna is handcuffed and thrown into the back of a police SUV, where an officer tries to coerce her into admitting that Anthony pushed the other cop into shooting him. Brianna summons Anthony, now Candyman, using the car's rearview mirror, and he slaughters every police officer on the scene. As more cops arrive, Candyman disguises himself as Daniel Robitaille and gives Brianna a single directive: tell everyone. Subscribe to a channel like this. Also turn on notifications so you get notified when I drop another video like this. Thank you for watching.